Welcome to another episode of Living Beyond Limits, where we wind down
and level up
together. Okay, so welcome, guys.
Welcome.
This is another episode with guests. So, to the right of me, I have my friend here. His name is Barrington. Barrington, say hello.
How y'all doing? How you guys doing?
And to the left of me, I have my friend Webster.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And we're here to ask them a couple questions about their friendship with us, them getting to know us, and our limitations and our disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
So we're here to get their perspective and see what they have to share. So
Yes.
I guess we can start by asking and letting them know how we met. So do you guys want to go first, or should we go first?
You guys go first.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Hold up. All right. How I met Sharice. Sharice and I met our freshman year of college, and I remember we taking a statistics class, which I was failing. And I remember she's sitting in front of me most of the class, and my first thing I asked her was, "Did you do the homework?" And then from there, we both kind of like complained about the class and how hard it was, and then I don't know, we started seeing each other more around campus a lot, and we just had very similar energies, and we just clicked.
Did you ask her, did you do the homework because you wanted to copy it?
No, I just wanted to know if we were both failing or if I was just failing. I'd feel better if I wasn't the only
I
one.
was just curious. So.
I got a D though. I passed.
Okay. Okay.
yeah, it was a very hard class.
Wait, what'd you get?
I think I passed that class with like a B minus.
Oh, wow. I thought we were in it together.
It was a very.
I think he wanted you to lie about that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, so we went in college, and then that's pretty much it. We've known each other since freshman year, and we've been 9 years of friendship, and yeah, that's been how it's been.
Mm-hmm.
What about you guys?
So my memory is not the best, but I think it was like when we were both 13, 14, I believe.
Yes, I agree.
And we were both working in the public library.
Mm-hmm.
So we were teaching kids at the Walt Whitman Library how to read, how to use computers. I think it was called the book buddy position,
Yes,
basically.
exactly.
We weren't paid for it, but it was
I
pretty
wish
fun.
we were, though.
Yeah, we could have gotten a lot of money for
You know
that
how many
summer.
hours we put in there?
A ton. They had us track our hours too, write it down. They were
That's
oh,
really cool.
Why track if they're not going to pay you?
It was a real job. It was like we had to be there at a certain time. We had to stay till a certain time
For free.
for free. Yep.
Wow.
Those child labor laws back then. It was like, you know what, we can beat you guys in the head. You guys, but I enjoyed it though. It was a really good experience. I worked with a lot of kids who I lived with in the Walt Whitman, Fort Greene projects.
Yeah, it was in where we lived, in
Mhm.
the area, in the parking lot. That's where the library was.
And I would say it was. And then I think we first met each other. I can't remember the exact time, but I would help read to the kids. Charlene would help read to the kids. I would sign people up to get checkbooks out, look at certain things.
Yeah.
I think they gave Charlene more of the responsibility because I was always kind of reckless. But yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. And then we wound up going to, was it high school together?
Yeah, high school. We didn't go to junior high school together. My high school
No.
was high school time, but our high school together was Banneker, which is a pretty good high school.
Yeah, and it was nice having him around because it was like a familiar face, and then we've been friends ever since.
That's really cool. Y'all been knowing each other for a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm kind of old, so yeah, it's been a while.
Who said that? Nobody said that.
No, that's really cool. I really like long lasting friendships, and you get to see the difference in ages and the growth. I'm pretty sure you guys went through so many stages together.
Yeah, definitely.
You know. So the next question is, what is your perception or view on disabilities or people with disabilities?
I
Anyone?
went first last time. You can go first.
Currently my job is to help individuals with disabilities gain employment. So my view right now is that society views individuals with disabilities as not capable of doing things, and it's because of how media portrays people with disabilities. In one of my classes, we saw a lot of films about people with disabilities being not seen as competent, like someone with depression, oh, this person's always sad, or someone with bipolar disorder, this person's always crazy. But you meet people with disability every day, so it's kind of just when I work with them, it's just hey, what do you want to do? What job do you want to do, basically? So it's kind of my views are just myself, work, everything else, yeah.
I want to say he never made me feel it was just always like really natural. He never made me feel weird. He kind of just clicked. I don't even think we ever talked about my physical disability really.
No.
It was just like, okay, you're cool, I'm cool, like let's be cool together kind of thing.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I guess my view of people with disability is that honestly just like regular people, because everybody needs help. You know, people with disability needs help, but so does everybody. You know, I need help in statistics. But like yeah, like I mean sure, like you guys might need help with certain things, but I need help with certain things. You need help with certain things. We all need help with things. So it's like there's no difference in my eyes. You know, we all need help with something, in my opinion.
Yeah, and pretty similar to you guys. Barrington's never made me feel any different. If anything, he was the first person that like I met outside that's like outside of my family that pretty much understood CP or how my body works automatically. Like I didn't have to sit down with Barrington and be like, hey, so this is what it is, or like this is how it works. So yeah, it's pretty it's pretty regular. You want to say the next question?
Sure. What is your perception of?
It's supposed to say what is our perception of us.
Oh, what is your perception of us, versus when we first met versus now? Like, what do you think about us as friends when we first met versus now in 2024?
Okay. Teresa's always been really sweet. Like always been like a really sweet person. I'd say when we first met, she was a lot more shy. Maybe not like a lot more shy, less confidence, and like it's been like over the last decade watching her confidence grow and watching her become more assertive in who she is and what she does. So like watching that growth has been like amazing, because there's things now that Therese would do that like I don't think she would have done like when we first met, which is not a bad thing, but it's like I love to see that your confidence have grown and like you feel more comfortable in your own skin as who you are now, and way more unapologetic. Like yeah, we not apologizing in 2024, okay? Even if you're wrong, we not apologizing this year, okay? But no, just watching your confidence grow, and like not even just like in what you like in like who you are, but also in what you do. Like went from like declaring your major to actually now doing psychology. Like I was there when you first started, like your degree. Just see like now you're actually flourishing in it. Working on your own things, and like it's a wonder to watch.
Oh, everything can be nice, Reese. You gotta tell us more.
Oh yeah, the camera's rolling. That's all.
No, he's a really, really nice person. I think, as he knows, like the way that I show my love to my closest friends is I will make fun of you. But no, like I think, like we said before, because you get to have so many years of friendship, you get to see the difference in people. And I think he's definitely right. Like I was a different person at 18 versus now. And so him getting to witness that is pretty cool. And we have these conversations, like we'll reflect on like how much of a difference it's been for the both of us. And I think the same thing for him too. Like he's a complete different person from before. And I really feel like you've grown a lot. I think now one of the differences I notice is that you don't take BS from people, like at all. Like before, it would be like, okay, maybe let's just give it a little bit. But now Barrington's just like, yeah, if I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. And I think, I think that's it was a good way of you learning how to set your boundaries with people. So I'm very proud of you for that. And you talk about my work, but you're doing your big thing too, being an artist. He's an artist, guys. He's an artist.
Plug, guys.
I'm gonna tag his his Instagram and stuff in the description. And yeah, no, like I'm so proud of you, all the work you've done, all the connections you've made, all the shows you've done. I think that's pretty amazing, and I really do think that one day you're gonna become like this big artist, and then we're gonna walk red carpets. So keep up with the hard work.
Oh, this is evidence that y'all gonna be nice to each other. I gotta remind y'all.
It don't last that long. I'm good.
Right back to normal.
What about you guys?
I would say that I think Charlene has changed in a lot of different ways that will make her more extroverted, more outgoing. I remember when a lot of your core beliefs are still there though. Like a lot of the I want to help people. I want to be kind to people. Believing in people when they don't believe in themselves. Helping people whenever they need it. Those core values I've seen throughout when we were younger until now. I think when we were in high school, though, I'm not sure how much you went out and partied, though. I mean, now we always we always like to go out, have fun. I'm trying not to have my party side come out and say, you know what, I get turned up all the time, stuff like that, though. But I would say that you've become more of a person who likes to do a lot of different things, though. So you're much more experienced than we were in high school. You like to just I think like if we wanted to go on a trip to just somewhere random, you would be up for going there.
I was
Basically.
just saying we should all plan.
Like I love that about Charlene. Like you tell Charlene, we're gonna go to like Mexico. She gonna go.
I am there when. Let's do it. No, I appreciate that, and I think having you as a friend, like I think it really has helped me because he's always been like. Well, I mean, I think there were moments where you were more introverted, but I think you were always a little more extroverted than me. And he was always trying to get me to go out, and do things. But it took me a while to come out of my shell, honestly. And I think now because I'm more confident, and he really does help me through that confidence. Like, oh, let's do this and let's do that and let's try this. Like, it really does help me. Mm-hmm. So I think having you as a friend is very helpful to me to like get out of my comfort zone and try things, and be a little crazy sometimes and have a little, drink sometimes and wake up and still be tired.
You guys are a great time. You guys are a great time.
We try to be.
The next question is, do you guys have any memories or moments that are important to you regarding our friendship? Now we gotta take a moment. Many memories.
Oh, so many memories.
Yeah, same. I have quite a few.
Maybe something that stands out that like is significant to the like that gave you the moment of like this is going to be like one of the best friendships I could ever have in life.
I guess for me it's like one of the memories I have is like I guess like remember the time like it was like Sunday and we chill in my house and literally just watching movies all day, not doing anything. That was so important because like it's such a simple memory where nothing happened that day, but for some reason I remember it so fond. Like we just sat like in the house all day watching movies, and that's like not really out of the ordinary, but like it was just something about that day. We don't get to relax often, so it's like just like doing nothing together and actually just like enjoying it. Like it was great because like.
So I guess my memory would be during the pandemic in 2020. I met a disability activist that was planning a Black Disabilities Lives Matter walk, and I honestly just wanted to join the walk. Like that's all I wanted to do, and he actually wrote to me and asked me like just to introduce myself and do the introduction and just telling him like who I am. He was asking me if I wanted to speak. And so then I was like, I mean, I'm not a speaker, but I'll try my best. And so I went, and I invited some of my family and friends. Obviously it was the pandemic, so like we had to be very careful. And I invited Barrington, and Barrington came. And the reason why like it's so significant to me because like I just wanted support, and he was there. Like he was the first one that pulled up. He watched the whole speech, and we did the whole walk, and he walked with me, and we did everything. And I think another reason why it's just really important to me is because I did also invite other friends, but he was the only one out of my friends that came. And it was just really important to me because I was doing something I would think life-changing, and I just wanted someone to like really witness that. And so that was very, very supportive. You did the whole thing. You rooted for me, everything like that. And Barrington's just always supportive. Like anything that I do, he's just like, fuck it, just do it, And he's actually like one of the people who actually helped me plan like the things behind my practice, the name, the art, the everything. Like we planned to like sit down, and he created everything. And I just feel like, there's not much people who are willing to do that for others. And when you find people like that, you got to keep them because
Very
you
true.
need the support, you know? And so
Yeah.
if there are days where I don't really feel encouraged, I know that he's always there to be like, Trees, what are you talking about? Like, you know, and just steer me right into the right direction. So I think that was very important to me. Like we were close, but we weren't as close as we are now. So I think I was kind of surprised he came, I guess, but it was really really nice. And I think that's when like our friendship even grew even more because we spent so much time together after that. So I thank
Oh,
you
Reggie,
so
so
much.
I mean, yeah, it was a dope thing. It's really dope to support you and see you do like amazing things. And I remember that day. I remember that we were walking and doing chants, and that was back when she refused to curse.
Yeah.
So it's like it was literally like it was like a watch like no justice, no peace. You
Yeah.
know, after racist police,
Uh-huh.
she would have like she'd skip over the curse every time. I'm like, girl, we are marching, okay? We are upset. We are
fully
mad.
dedicated.
But no, it was fun because like it was the first time like I was actually also like surrounded by Sharice's family, and like that's also when I
Yeah,
knew
it
that
was.
this is a
Yeah.
friendship because now I'm like meeting more of her world. I didn't really know her family like that before. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Our connection was like still growing. So yeah, thank you, man. I love you.
I love you too.
You guys' turn.
Oh, okay. He's not gonna share memory.
He did. He shared
Oh, yeah, I see
yes, he did.
that. That photo.
Yes, yes.
I guess I'll go first. I guess my memory would be about like 2000, I think 6 and 7.
How do you remember that?
Oh no, because this was actually a really good like a really good memory that I had.
Wow.
So
I can't
We
do
gonna
I can't
do
do years. I can't do
I
years.
can't do
So I recently just got
You
kicked
gonna
out
be
of
like-
college because I was like really depressed, basically.
Ah, yes.
And they said, "Oh well, you're failing your grades. You're not doing well. So you know what? We think you should go back home and then come back at another time." So I was like super depressed when I went home. When I went back to Brooklyn, I didn't have anyone to speak to. None of my friends were there. No one from my college I could speak to, except for Charlene. Like Charlene would she knew that I had to go back home. She helped me like process how I was doing. Like even though you got kicked out of college, you can always go back. Many of my friends from Newport, not from Banneker, were no longer around. Like a lot of the friends from Banneker, I didn't really keep in contact with. And so it was just me and Charlene, and I would talk to Charlene, and it made me like failing college feel like okay, even though I failed college, I still have good friends who I can speak to, and it gave me like the hope just to go back to college, and I went back and got my master's. If it wasn't for Charlene, I probably would have just stayed basically in Brooklyn. Like, you know what? I just give up and then just did what most people do in my hood. Just stay around there and just hit up the block and stuff.
Wow, Charlie.
I wasn't expecting that. Now you got me all emotional. Okay. I can't believe you remember that because that's yeah. I think for me it's similar to what Webster. I think it's easy for me to be such a genuine friend to him because he's such a genuine friend to me. I think in high school, so my memory is more like a lapse of time. And in high school, I didn't have many friends because I had a couple, but because of my physical disability, I guess a lot of people wasn't comfortable around me. But Webster, it was just like, okay, we knew each other before high school, and it just kind of flowed into it was a very easy flow. It was very helpful to have him around because it felt like security.
Yeah.
It felt like okay, maybe this person didn't like me or that person didn't like me, but I knew that. I think that's when I started realizing that Webster would always be there.
Yeah.
And we hung out a lot in high school, and I know like I was having like issues with friends and things like that, so I didn't have a date to prom, and Webster went with me. I still have that picture.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta find it so I can show y'all.
Oh, I want to see it.
Yeah, he went with me, and it was just because I was so like I was dealing with depression at that time. I was dealing with like feeling like really rejected, and he was like, let's just go together. And it was a nice night. We had such a good time together. And since that moment or those moments in high school, I was like, he's gonna stick around forever.
Yeah.
And then we didn't go to the same college, but we stood really close together. And it's just and he was there for important things, and it just he's always been around. And I think I can be such a good friend to him because he's such a good friend to me.
Yeah. That's exactly how I feel about Barrington. Like
That's what I feel too, you know?
you have those moments, and it's just like, oh yeah, this person is gonna definitely stay. Especially
Yeah.
like I understand what you're feeling with like not having many friends when you're
Mhm.
younger and not having them stick. And even the time I met Barrington, like I had lost one of my best friends that we were friends for like 10 years,
Mm.
you know. But like Barrington's like really shown like he's here for the long haul, so he ain't going
You're
nowhere.
the only person I traveled 2 hours to the Bronx for.
Oh.
I'm not doing that for nobody else, honestly. Yeah, no, and like I knew that Sharice and I were really good friends. That even after you transferred out of York, because we went to the same school until she transferred out, and our friendship still remained intact, even though I still went to school with other people I wasn't friends with anymore. So the fact that Sharice and I, our friendship survived where we met, that meant a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, survived past that.
That's beautiful, guys.
I can't be sharing these kind of stories and without me knowing ahead of time.
Exactly.
Okay,
What's the next one?
I can read it.
Okay.
Have you had any type of experiences with disabilities outside of our friendship, either you individually or around you?
Honestly, no, she was the first person that I met. I guess like with like a physical disability. As towards I guess like I have had some family members with some mental disabilities, but I wasn't really close with them. But I would say though that meeting Sharice actually it really did open up like my eyes more because like I was never really exposed to that. Like my family didn't talk about disabilities. We didn't talk about mental health. That's things like that just kind of like swept under the rug. So it's like it wasn't until I met Sharice when I started talking about things like that, disabilities and mental health, and became more prioritized to me because that wasn't prioritized in my childhood. So I would say like thank you for that. You opened up my world to whole new things that I never had to think about before. You know.
Yeah. We have a lot of talks about that now. I think even like you sharing your experiences with mental health and how like it gets kind of covered up with trying to just live our lives at the same time, but you're struggling on the inside, just made me even want to study it more and become a therapist more honestly, because I feel like even like the friendships we had in college, like we always talked about like what we were going through, but it was just like that's it, we talk about it and then we just go back to living our lives and we weren't really doing anything about it. So yeah, that's very true.
When I met Sharice, I was like in a very like college was like the most stressful time of my life. I was in a really dark place when I met Sharice. So it's like it was good though. It was good to like have somebody who I feel like I can actually like talk to about it and actually like not just talk about it, but feel like heard. Not just like them hearing, but like them like actually remembering and like actually. Sharice is like one of the only people who actually check up on me. Like she texted like, "Did you eat today?" Because she know I wouldn't eat. She's like, "I know you ain't eat today." Like she's like, "How much did you get?" Like she just texts stuff like that. Like, when's the last time you went to the doctor? Like things like that. Like one of the few people who'd actually check in on me like that. I didn't really have that. My like I not that I had a bad support system, but like they were so used to me taking care of myself, like that it wasn't exactly hands on. Like, oh, he's responsible. He already got that. But Sharice, regardless of who I was, like she's just always checking on me. I didn't have that, so that was amazing. That was dope.
Is there anything that my disability has like taught you specifically?
Yeah, it taught me that honestly, it just taught me that perseverance is everything. Like it doesn't like like there are certain things you can't do, but it's like just do what you can. That's what taught me. Do what you can. You can't do everything, but do what you can do. And that is like like that's really important because like it's really affected my life because like it even like has like just my own motto. My own motto is if I can do better, I'll do better. And I kind of learned that from Sharice. It's like there's certain things that limits us, but that doesn't mean that we can just like not try new things because like you're always doing new things. Like with the podcast, starting your own practice, getting like always like with a new job. Like you're always working towards something new, and like that I'm trying to keep up with you honestly.
You gotta remember these moments,
I do. What about you, Webster?
I guess I do know a lot of individuals with disabilities. My fiance also has a disability. She has a physical disability that limits her movement, her getting around. I also have a disability. Mine is more like depression and mania and trying to figure out how to navigate that. Just like you, my family just swept everything under the rug. They didn't care. When I found out I had depression, like, oh no, you'll just get over it.
Yeah.
When they found out I was taking medications, they were just like, oh, why are you taking that? You don't have to take that. Just cheer up. And I'm just like, okay. None of that actually worked, but I did learn that with a disability, as long as you keep trying and you keep pushing yourself forward, you might not succeed, but you'll get hella far though. Like, we all fall down, stuff happens. It's when you get back up and then you keep going that you actually are able to make strides towards other things. Because when you fall down, you don't get up. That's just basically it. There's nothing else you can do.
Yeah, I think that's failure when you fall down and you don't get back up.
Mm.
That's the only time it's really felt.
Exactly. No, it's funny you said that. Same thing. I don't know if it's Caribbean background, but it's always like you tell them you're depressed, and they'll be like, okay, why are you depressed? Like, what? Everything in your life is like, okay,
you have nothing.
you have nothing to be depressed about. And I guess like at the end of the day, it's like that's a conversation to have with them, because like I get where they're coming from. They came from a very different background than me, where it's like life was like more like a lot more difficult than them, so it's hard to have a conversation like that with them. But that's what I'm just grateful to have friends who I can have the conversation with, just because like I also struggled with my depression for a long time that nobody knew about. Like I was always cracking jokes, I was always doing funny things and stuff like that, and like I guess not many people peeped that I was actually struggling, which is why I said when Sharice reached out like that meant a lot, because I was like, nobody ever really does that.
I think a lot. Nadia helped me with it. My fiance, she helped me with my depression. Charlene definitely helped me with my depression. It's that I think with my family is that they just ignored it basically, and they had their own mental health issues that they were battling, but they were trying to deny it. So by denying mine and denying theirs, they didn't really have to face any kind of accountability or reality about what's going on. I think when Charlene met me in high school, I think you could tell that there was something a little bit off about me, because I was just like that off the walls person, meowing in class, running through the hallways. Like I didn't have any, like I had a ton of energy basically. I would fail tests and not really care. Oh no, I'll do this over. Like it was really, not to say bad, but it was interesting looking back basically on how my disability affected me throughout my life and how it determined the friends that I kept, the friends that I know now, and how my life is currently.
Yeah, I want to say I think you've come so far. Like I think his quirkiness is what I call it. It's I've always liked that. I don't like people that like just like do the same thing or fit to society's standards or boxes. So it never bothered me. I was like, let him be, let him now in the hallways. If that makes him happy, let him do it. But in terms of how he deals with his emotions and his struggles, like I know he has hard days and we all do, but I think he's putting a lot of work, to really learn to be happy while working for all of that. And I want to say I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Emotional podcast.
Emotional one.
Last one.
The last question is it this one? Have you have any? Okay. So how are you guys living beyond limits
In your life, which I think we began to talk about.
Yeah, I think that's that.
I guess for me, it's like goes back to like what I was saying before. Like, if I can do better, I'll do better, and that looks like in many different ways. Doesn't like as I like what you said. Like, even if you don't get it right or accomplish what you want to accomplish, it's getting as far as you can. So it's like for me, my progress might look very minimal to people who don't know what I have to go through my struggle, but I know that like I'm still trying. I don't have like a final destination that I want to get to. I just know I want to keep going another step. And honestly, like that's what I do. Like in my art, my personal life, like even my friendship. Like I'd like to say like in our friendships, like I've probably learned like more empathy and stuff like that. And it's like that's just like trying to do better than who I was last year or yesterday. Like I'm always trying to like I guess grow, even if it's like very small, like something minimalized, like I probably try to text back more. I'm more careful with my words. It's like just being a better version of myself and keep trying. Even if I'm not a better version of myself, as long as I keep trying to be that better version, because I might not ever get to that idealized version of myself, but it's that attempt of trying that I think is the most important part.
Wise words.
I I think for me, the same thing. I always say try anything once, I always say. I mean, I'm like, this is a bad example, but I know I'm allergic to shellfish. And when I first heard about takoyaki, I'm like, oh, that's octopus balls, right? Yeah, but you might be allergic to that. You know what? I'll try it, basically. I learned a lot from trying the takoyaki bowl, saying, hey, you know what? Even though this is octopus, I should never try this. But a good example, like I tried California rolls, and that has crab in it, but actually it doesn't really have real crab in it. That's imitation crab. Every California roll that I've ever had has imitation crab. And I actually like California rolls. Only once did they have real crab in it, but that's like the exception to the rule that always happens. But I think that we sometimes limit what we can do because we're afraid to see what happens. I mean, don't risk your life like me with an allergy because that can actually like seriously harm people. But push yourself out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Try it a little bit. See what it's like to try these new things, and then you never know. You might learn something that you never knew,
and you would grow in the process. Either way, you know. Well, why that we have
very. I was gonna follow up what you were saying. I had read this book. I can't remember the name, but there's a scene in the book where the character talks about like having family dinners, and the father will always ask him, "What did you fail at today?" And obviously, we don't like failure, but failing comes from trying something. So even if you didn't do well or didn't go the way you planned it, at least you attempted it to know that it didn't work or it wasn't for you. And that's just one thing to kind of check off your list to kind of figure out more things to kind of try out, more things to kind of do and see what you feel connected to and see what you like enjoy or what works for you. So I kind of like that question, like fail at something or what did you fail at to just kind of show yourself that, you know, you're not afraid to try anything, you know?
I like that.
Charlene, any insights?
No, I'm just agreeing with everyone. Like, I think it's so important to try. And sometimes trying will lead to, you know, success or whatever you think success is. And sometimes trying will lead to a really hard challenge.
Yeah.
You know, but you will always learn and you will always grow if you try. So I agree with all three of you.
And you didn't waste time doing it. This is all out of experience.
Yes, even the hardest things in life. I always say time is never wasted because you're always learning.
No, you're always learning. Everything is an experience. So
we're all gonna try bungee jumping.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, of course. I'm trying.
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to die, but you know.
I like to try other stuff.
Yeah,
and,
you are the risk taker in the friendship. I am not the risk taker.
I think I'll get you on board. I think we'll get them on board.
I'm trying to prioritize my mental health. That's not good for my mental health. But, playing my life like that.
What about skydiving? Would you guys want to go skydiving or?
I don't. I just feel like if I could be up there, he would have gave me wings. Like.
That is very true.
I think we'll keep working on them.
Yeah.
Well, that's all our questions for today. We want to thank you guys for coming on the show.
Yes.
Really appreciate it. Maybe you guys will come again,
Yeah, of course.
Anytime.
Another episode.
Yes, please comment down below any follow-up questions you have for our best friends.
And we'll tag their names and information down below.
Yes.
And please like, share,
subscribe, and keep watching.
Keep watching. And we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.